Hello, and welcome to our latest look at Math 10C. This time we are looking at converting linear units. So again, we're going to look at our curricular outcome, have a quick review of linear units, and then work on conversions. So first, our curricular outcome. We're going to apply proportional reasoning to problems that involve conversions between SI and imperial units of measure. So let's review these units. Length or distance is one of the base units in the SI system, and it is a one-dimensional measure. Area is two-dimensional, volume is three-dimensional, etc. Being a one-dimensional unit makes length a linear unit. So how do we convert them? Linear units can be converted with proportions or fractions. We can convert within a single system, either imperial or metric, or between two systems. But we cannot convert length into time or another conversion from one type of unit to another. Proportions are based on fractions equal to 1. So if 1 meter is made of 100 centimeters, then 1 meter divided by 100 centimeters is equal to 1. They can cancel. But it's more convenient to write it this way and cancel out the bits we don't want. Multiple ratios may need to be combined with units we have in the denominator and units we want in the numerator. And we need to keep in mind that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters is the only connection between metric and imperial units of length. So we're going to be going back to that every time we need to convert between the two systems. All right, let's look at examples. We want to convert 8.0 inches into centimeters. All right, so we start by saying some number of centimeters divided by 8 inches is going to equal 2.54 centimeters divided by 1 inch. So this is a proportionality statement. 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. This fraction is equal to 1. By setting up another fraction, some unknown number of centimeters divided by 8 inches is going to equal the same ratio. So this will also be equal to 1 on the left. We'll find the number of centimeters that are equal to 8.0 inches. Now, how do we get x centimeters on its own? We multiply both sides by 8 inches. And 2.54 centimeters, 2.54 times 8.0, but we see here we can cancel the inches. 2.54 times 8.0 is 20.32. So 20.32 centimeters is equal to 8.0 inches. Notice I'm saying 2.54 and 20.32. I'm not saying 0.54 and 0.32. I understand that that's really common, but that can be ambiguous when there's a 0 after the decimal. So if you have 0.032, you're still tempted to say 20.32. It can be confusing, it can be ambiguous, so the official way to name digits after the decimal is just list them one at a time. 0.54, 0.32. All right, we're going to convert 1 mile into kilometers. So 1 mile. We know we have 5,280 feet in a mile. That was part of our definition introduced in our Measurement 1 topics. We can cancel the miles here. We have a mile in the numerator and a mile in the denominator. Now, we're aiming for inches because that's how we convert between metric and imperial. So 12 inches in a foot. Notice we put the feet in the denominator to cancel the feet in the numerator. So we will have now converted 1 mile into inches. Now 2.54 centimeters per inch. This will cancel our inches and convert 1 mile into centimeters. Again, 100,000 centimeters in a kilometer. We could do 100 centimeters in the denominator and 1 meter in the numerator, and then another one with 1 kilometer in the numerator and 1,000 meters in the denominator. We'd still end up with 100,000 down there. But that's just a slightly more compact way to do it. You multiply all of this together, you get 1.609344 kilometers. So if you take 5,280 times 12 times 2.54, then you will get, let me see, that would be about 160,934.4. And then you divide by the 100,000 to make it into kilometers. All right, converting 1 kilometer into miles. We're just going to take all of those same conversion factors, everything we saw here, and do them the other way around. So 1 kilometer is 100,000 centimeters. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. We're trying to cancel our centimeters so they go in the denominator, just like the kilometers went in the denominator in our first fraction. Now we need to cancel our inches. 1 foot is 12 inches. Cancel our feet. So 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Now we multiply all of these together. We've just reciprocated the answer we had on the previous slide. So that 1.609, so forth, we reciprocate that. We have 0.6213711922237 and so forth miles. So it's about 0.621 miles for 1 kilometer. Yes, this is a rational number because it's built from multiplying rational numbers. But look at our denominator. Subtract 1 from that, that's how often you have to go, or how far you may have to go before you get a repeating decimal. This is guaranteed to be rational. It is not guaranteed that we'll be able to get to that repeating digit in under, 160,000 digits. Exercises, some to try yourself. Convert 47 feet into inches. This should be able to be converted with a single conversion factor. Pause now. Take the time you need. All right, so we cancel our feet by putting feet in the denominator. That's 12 inches in the numerator. It's 564 inches. Convert 256 millimeters into decameters. You may need to go back to our previous lesson, actually 2 lessons ago, and get a list of those metric prefixes. All right, pause now, look up that prefix, take whatever time you need, and solving it. So yes, 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. 1 deca, not deci, decameter is 10 meters. So 256 millimeters is 0.0256 decameters. Last one, we want to convert 35 kilograms into milligrams. This could be done with either 1 or 2 conversion factors. It might be easier to go from kilograms to grams and grams to milligrams. Pause now, take the time you need. So converting kilograms to grams is 1,000 grams over kilogram, and then another milligram, it's 1,000 milligrams over a gram. 35 kilograms is 35 million milligrams. All right, wrapping it up. To convert linear units, it's best to use proportionality. Make sure you put the units you have in the denominator and the units you want in the numerator when you're multiplying your ratios. If you have any questions or feedback, leave them in the comments. I will do my best to respond in a timely manner. Our next lesson will be converting units that are not linear units, so compound units.